Hello friend, warm welcome in this video, that is how and why Pythagoras died. Friends, whenever we open the book of geometry, the first name came in our mind is of Pythagoras. Pythagoras was a Greek philosopher born in 570 before Christ in the city of Samos. He was well known for his ideas of communalism and metempsychosis. Plato, Aristotle, and many Western philosophers were influenced by his ideas of politics and religion. Among the mathematicians, he is well known for his Pythagorean theorem. But do you know how and why Pythagoras died? Pythagoras was well emphasized for his dedication and asceticism for the victory of Croton against the neighboring colony of Siberia. After this victory, some of the citizens of Croton proposed a democratic constitution which was opposed by Pythagoras. Then the supporters of democracy, irritated by his exclusion from Pythagoras' brotherhood, roused peoples against him. Followers of democratic ideas attacked the Pythagoreans during one of their meetings, either in house of Milo or in some other meeting place, and killed Pythagoras along with his followers. But many philosophers disagree regarding whether Pythagoras was present when attack occurred and if he was whether or not managed to escape. According to Diogenes Laertius and Lambichus, Pythagoras managed to escape, but he came to Phaeacian field and refused to run through it, so he stopped instead and was killed. But now a question may arise in your mind, why he didn't cross Phaeacian field? Pythagoras' opposition to beans always got a lot of attention, even from the ancient writers. According to Pliny, Pythagoras believed that Phaeacians could contain the souls of the dead, since they were flesh-like, due to their black-spotted flowers and hollow stems. Some philosophers also believe that these plants connect earth and heads, providing ladder for human souls. Friend, Phaeacian is an ingredient of falafel and have been an important food source in Mediterranean and Middle East since the antiquity. Then why Greek philosophers and mathematician Pythagoras prohibited his followers from dining on the Phaeacians? Perhaps because they make many people sick with a condition called Phaeacism, which can be fatal. In Phaeacism, RBC begin to rise within 24 to 48 hours after ingestion of the beans, releasing free hemoglobin into the blood. Jaundice and sometimes kidney failure can result by this. Similar symptoms occurs by eating sulfa drugs, anti-malaria drug Promaquin, and the exposure to the certain herbicides. No doubt these symptoms have genetic basis. Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, which affects millions of people worldwide, is an important enzyme in the pathway known as pentose phosphate pathway. Most of the glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficient individuals are asymptomatic. Only the combination of glucose 6-phosphate deficiency and certain environmental factors produces the clinical problems. Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase catalyzes the first step in the pentose phosphate pathway, produces NADPH. This NADPH is essential in many biosynthetic pathways and also protects cells from the oxidative damage by hydrogen peroxide, superoxide free radicals, which are highly reactive oxidants generated as metabolic byproducts and through the actions of drugs such as Promaquin, and natural product obtained from Phaeacian such as divicin, a toxic ingredient of Phaeacian. During normal detoxification process, glutathione and glutathione peroxidase converts H2O2 to H2O, and the oxidized glutathione is converted back to the reduced form by glutathione reductase and the NADPH. This reduction is carried out by these sequential steps. Hydrogen peroxide is also broken down to water and O2 by catalase, which also require NADPH. In the glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficient individuals, the NADPH production is reduced and detoxification of hydrogen peroxide is inhibited. Cellular damage results lipid peroxidation, leading to the breakdown of erythrocytes, membranes and oxidation of proteins and DNA. The geographical distribution of glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency is very illustrative. Frequencies as high as 25% occurs in tropical Africa, parts of the Middle East and Southeast Asia. These are the areas where malaria is most prevalent. In addition to such epidemiological observations, in vitro studies shows that growth of one of the malarial parasite, Plasmodium falciparum, is inhibited in glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficient erythrocytes. The parasite is very sensitive to oxidative damage and is killed by level of oxidative stress that is tolerable to a glucose 6-phosphate deficient human host. Because the advantage of resistance to malaria balance the disadvantage of lowered resistance to oxidative damage. Natural selection sustains the glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficient genotype in human population where malaria is prevalent. Only under overwhelming oxidative stress caused by drugs, herbicides and divisions does glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency causes serious medical problems. An antimalarial drug such as Primaquine is believed to act by causing oxidative stress to the parasite. It is ironic that antimalarial drugs can cause human illness through the same biochemical mechanism that provides resistance to malaria. Divicin also acts as an antimalarial drug, and ingestion of fava beans may protect against malaria. By refusing to eat falafel, many Pythagoreans with a normal glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase activity may have unwittingly increased their risk of malaria. So friends, if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and share this video among your friends. Thank you.